Have you ever stopped to ask yourself, what if everything you thought you knew about money was holding you back? Today we're unpacking the powerful ideas from Robert Kiyosaki's classic Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and transforming them into a practical guide you can start using right now. Whether you're tired of living paycheck to paycheck or ready to build the wealth and freedom you've always imagined, this video is for you. On From Books to Life, we believe ideas are only valuable when they change the way you live. And today's roadmap will show you exactly how to turn financial wisdom into real-life results. If you want to level up your financial game, hit like, drop your experiences in the comments. Subscribe for more book to life lessons and let's break the cycle together. When embarking on the journey toward financial transformation, the very first step is understanding a fundamental concept that often gets overlooked or misunderstood: assets versus liabilities. This distinction, popularized by Robert Kiyosaki in Rich Dad, Poor Dad may seem straightforward, but it carries the profound power to shift how we view money entirely. At its core, an asset is something that puts money in your pocket, while a liability takes money out. It's a simple framework, yet many people struggle to classify their possessions correctly, often mistaking liabilities for assets because of emotional attachment or societal expectations. This misunderstanding feeds directly into the cycle that traps millions in financial dependency, living paycheck to paycheck without realizing that their assets may be draining their finances. Think of a fancy car or an expensive home. While they seem valuable, if the monthly expenses and upkeep consume more cash than the asset generates, they function as liabilities. Conversely, true assets, like rental properties generating positive cash flow or dividend-paying stocks, create income streams that move you closer to financial freedom. Recognizing where you stand today on this spectrum, trapped in financial dependency or on the path to independence, is a vital checkpoint. Most people start from a place where they exchange time directly for money, relying heavily on a paycheck to cover their outflows. This trade-off can feel secure, but often limits the potential for growth and wealth accumulation. The moment we decide to shift gears, we move from this transactional mindset toward building passive income, earned without an immediate, continual labor-based exchange. The desired state, then, is financial independence characterized by multiple passive income streams. This state isn't just about having more money, it's about freedom. Freedom to make choices that align with your values, passions, and long-term vision without being chained to a job or a rigid paycheck cycle. Building several passive income sources diversifies risk, hedging against the uncertainties that a single income stream can expose you to, and slowly creates a self-sustaining financial ecosystem. Underlying these distinctions is a deeper shift in identity and behavior, moving from spending habits centered around consumption to those focused on value creation reshapes our relationship with money. It's not merely about cutting expenses or earning more, as about cultivating an entrepreneurial mindset, seeing opportunities for wealth growth in places you may have never noticed before. This mindset transformation is often the most difficult, yet the most rewarding part of the journey. Understanding these fundamental shifts offers a guiding compass as you embark on financial transformation. It lays the groundwork for everything that comes after, framing your goals clearly to transition from living paycheck to paycheck into becoming financially empowered, supported by income streams that work for you long after the initial effort. It primes you to think differently, not just about money, but about how to build freedom through it, building on the foundational understanding of assets versus liabilities and the shift from dependency to financial freedom. The first crucial step on the path to independence is education. Financial literacy forms the bedrock upon which every other stage is constructed. Without it, even the most well-intentioned efforts can falter. Our modern world offers an unprecedented wealth of accessible knowledge, making it easier than ever to take control of your financial future. The key lies in commitment and the right guidance. Platforms like YouTube have transformed how we learn about money. Influencers such as Graham Stephan, Andre Geek, and The Financial Diet break down complex topics into digestible content that resonates with everyday viewers. These creators don't just teach investing or budgeting. They share their personal journeys, challenges, and triumphs, making financial education relatable and actionable. The visual and conversational tone they bring helps demystify concepts that once felt intimidating or out of reach. Podcasts offer another compelling avenue. With shows like Bigger Pockets Money, focusing on real estate investing and wealth-building strategies, Choose Effie diving deep into financial independence and minimalist lifestyles, and The Dave Ramsey Show emphasizing debt elimination and budgeting fundamentals. Listening to these conversations during your commute or daily routine provides constant reinforcement of good habits and exposes you to diverse perspectives and success stories. For those who prefer written content, top blogs such as NerdWallet, Mr. Money Mustache, and The Simple Dollar offer comprehensive advice on personal finance, investing, frugality, and more. These resources provide step-by-step guides and community feedback, enabling readers to make informed decisions tailored to their specific circumstances. Forums and subreddits, like Our Personal Finance and Our Financial Independence, further extend this support, creating spaces for real-time discussions, questions, and peer accountability. No discussion about financial education would be complete without acknowledging timeless classics that continue to influence millions worldwide. Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki redefines wealth-building mindset and challenges conventional wisdom about work and money. Meanwhile, Benjamin Graham's The Intelligent Investor remains a cornerstone for understanding value investing principles and market behavior. J.L. Collins's The Simple Path to Wealth distills complex investment strategies into practical advice, particularly emphasizing index funds and independence. As you gather knowledge from these varied sources, the blend of storytelling, data, experience, and philosophy forms a rich tapestry. This educational phase not only equips you with tools to analyze your financial situation, but also inspires the shift in mindset, transitioning from passive consumer to active creator of wealth. And just like understanding assets and liabilities, set your compass. Continuous learning steadies your journey through the complexities of financial independence. Having established the importance of financial education as a foundation, the next natural progression is to take a clear, unflinching look at your current financial reality. Step 2: mapping your finances is where theory meets practice. Without a thorough audit of your income and expenses, you're navigating without a map, making it nearly impossible to chart a reliable course toward independence. This deep dive forces clarity, which is essential for making informed decisions and identifying areas ripe for improvement. Starting with income, it's important to capture all the money flowing into your accounts. This includes the obvious source, salary, but also any side hustles or gig economy work that supplements your earnings. In today's economic landscape, many individuals don't rely on just one stream of income, and recognizing these extra channels is crucial. Equally important is asking tough questions. Is there room for growth in your primary income? Could you negotiate a raise, seek promotions, or expand your skill set to increase earning potential? Documenting this with honesty empowers you to see the full picture. On the expenses side, the task is equally rigorous, categorizing them into fixed, variable, and discretionary helps illuminate spending patterns that might otherwise hide in plain sight. Fixed costs like rent or mortgage, utilities, and insurance are non-negotiables for most, but they should be regularly reviewed for possible savings. Variable expenses such as groceries, gas, and subscriptions tend to fluctuate and can often be trimmed with mindful choices. Discretionary spending on dining out, entertainment, and shopping may represent emotional or habitual spending that, when adjusted, can dramatically shift your financial landscape. Once income and expenses are laid out plainly, calculating your cash flow, the difference between the TWAs, the logical next step. This number is your monthly financial pulse, an indicator of whether your current habits are sustainable or bleeding your resources. A consistently positive cash flow is the goal, but even more crucial is ensuring that it grows over time. Growth signals progress and resilience, valuable not just for survival but for wealth accumulation and financial independence. Mapping your finances isn't just a spreadsheet exercise, it's a mindset change. Seeing the reality in black and white encourages accountability, reduces denial, and instills a sense of control. It reveals opportunities, whether it's cutting unnecessary expenses or increasing income channels that might have been invisible amid the noise of everyday life. This clear-eyed approach allows you to move deliberately rather than reactively, an essential skill in building a sustainable financial future. As you reflect on this personal financial mapping, remember it ties directly back to the education and mindset cultivated earlier. Without understanding your income, expenses, and true cash flow, even the best investment plans or strategies will falter. This step grounds the journey in reality, setting a firm foundation on which the coming phases building assets. Protecting wealth and ultimately achieving independence can confidently rest, continuing from the clarity that comes with mapping your finances. The natural next step in your financial transformation is to actively build assets. Those powerful resources that generate income and accelerate your journey toward independence. This phase is where the abstract concepts and careful budgeting start translating into tangible growth. Building assets is an entrepreneurial endeavor, one that requires creativity, persistence, and most importantly, action. Side hustles have become a cornerstone of modern asset-building strategies, especially in the gig economy era that dominates the American workforce. Platforms like Upwork and Fiverr open doors for freelancers to monetize skills ranging from graphic design to writing, programming, or marketing. On the more physical side, services like DoorDash or TaskRabbit offer flexible, remote gigs that can supplement income without requiring a long-term commitment. Meanwhile, creative outlets such as launching YouTube channels or selling crafts on Etsy provide both income and a potential platform for brand building, combining passion with profitability. Investments serve as the financial fuel for long-term asset growth. Starting with safe harbor options like high-yield savings accounts or bonds helps build a secure foundation. However, the real magic often unfolds through diversified portfolios of stocks and ETFs managed by trusted firms like Vanguard or Fidelity. These instruments allow your money to work harder over time through compound growth and dividend income. For those interested in real estate but lacking the resources or appetite to manage physical properties, real estate investment trusts offer accessible exposure to the income potential of property markets, backed by professional management. Entrepreneurship represents a unique and highly scalable asset-building path. Starting a business as an LLC or sole proprietorship provides not only an additional income stream, but also opportunities for tax efficiencies and asset protection. E-commerce stores, powered by platforms like Shopify or Amazon, have democratized retail, allowing virtually anyone to sell products globally with relatively low startup costs. Additionally, offering consulting or professional services online can leverage your expertise and network, transforming knowledge into lucrative revenue streams that don't necessarily require 40 hours a week. This multi-pronged approach to building assets isn't about chasing every opportunity simultaneously. It's about strategically diversifying and aligning efforts with your skills, interests, and risk tolerance. The goal is to slowly shift from an income model dependent on trading time for money to one where multiple asset classes and business ventures generate revenue independently of your direct involvement. This diversification not only accelerates wealth but provides resilience against economic fluctuations and job insecurity. The solid handle on your finances and a clear direction for creating income-generating assets, you transition from merely surviving to actively expanding your financial base. This stage requires not just knowledge but courage to try new ideas, weather the inevitable bumps, and adapt continuously. Yet it's precisely this proactive pursuit of asset building That separates those stuck in financial cycles from those moving resolutely toward genuine independence, a theme that resonates as the foundation for what comes next, protecting and preserving your growing wealth. As you move forward with building assets and expanding your sources of income, an equally important step emerges: protecting what you've worked so hard to create. Asset protection isn't just about defense. It's about ensuring that the progress you achieve is durable and can weather unforeseen challenges. Financial freedom isn't linear or risk-free, and without a shield against life's uncertainties, even the most well-constructed plans can unravel quickly. Central to this protection is establishing a robust emergency fund. Ideally, this fund should cover 6 to 12 months of living expenses and be kept in highly liquid accounts like high-yield savings or money market funds. The value of this reservoir extends beyond economic security. It provides peace of mind, allowing you to respond to sudden job loss, health emergencies, or unexpected expenses without resorting to high-interest debt. This cushion is a critical foundation that stabilizes your financial structure, preventing minor setbacks from turning into major crises. Insurance forms another key pillar of asset protection. Health insurance is often a baseline necessity in the U.S., but life and disability insurance can safeguard your income and loved ones from the financial fallout of illness or untimely death. Renters or homeowners insurance protects your living environment, ensuring that disasters or accidents don't wipe out your possessions or create massive debt. Understanding the specifics of your coverage and periodically reviewing policies is essential. Insurance isn't a set-it-and-forget-it solution, but a dynamic tool aligned with your evolving situation. Legal protection often flies under the radar, but can dramatically reduce personal risk, especially for entrepreneurs and small business owners. Forming an LLC or similar business entity offers liability protection by legally separating personal assets from business liabilities. This separation helps ensure that if your business faces lawsuits, debts, or other claims, your personal finances are shielded. For freelancers and those juggling multiple income streams, this structure isn't just a formality, it's a critical risk management strategy. In addition to formal protections, asset segregation, clearly delineating which resources belong to your personal life and which serve business purposes, further safeguards your finances. Keeping separate accounts, credit cards, and records prevents confusion, improves tax efficiency, and demonstrates professionalism should you need to engage legal or financial advisors. It also simplifies financial tracking and adherence to tax laws, reducing the chance of costly mistakes. Ultimately, asset protection completes the transition from building income to ensuring stability over time. It recognizes that financial transformation is not just about growth, but sustainability. By securing your financial foundation thoughtfully and proactively, you create a resilient ecosystem that supports continued wealth accumulation without fear of devastating setbacks. This protective groundwork paves the way for the final, liberating stage of the journey, the true independence that comes when your assets generate enough income to support your chosen lifestyle. Stepping into the final stage of the financial transformation journey, we arrive at a concept that is both liberating and deeply personal: achieving financial independence. This milestone represents the moment when your assets produce enough passive income to cover your desired lifestyle, releasing you from the traditional constraints of trading hours for dollars. But the path to this freedom is rooted in deliberate calculation and strategic execution. At the heart of this stage lies the idea of your freedom number, the precise amount of passive income you need to sustain your living expenses comfortably, with a built-in safety margin to protect against unforeseen fluctuations. This number isn't a vague goal. It's a carefully calculated target based on your monthly costs multiplied by a buffer that reflects your tolerance for risk and lifestyle stability. Knowing this figure transforms abstract dreams of freedom into clear, measurable objectives, anchoring your financial plans in reality. With your freedom number defined, attention turns to the strategies that will generate this income reliably. Dividends from stocks are a favored vehicle, allowing steady, sometimes growing payouts simply by holding shares in companies or funds. This approach benefits from compound growth and professional management, making it accessible to both novice and experienced investors. It embodies the principle of making your money work harder, continually generating returns without constant effort on your part. Rental income offers another robust stream, blending real estate appreciation with regular cash flow. While managing properties requires hands-on involvement or trusted property managers, the long-term benefits can be substantial, combining tangible assets with passive earnings. Real estate also often provides inflation protection, making it a valuable hedge in uncertain economic times. This dual advantage aligns well with the goal of building a diversified, defendable passive income portfolio. Royalties add a unique dimension to passive income, encompassing earnings from intellectual property like books, music, inventions, or online courses. Though less conventional, these streams can be highly scalable and enduring, producing residual income once the initial work is done. They represent how creativity and innovation can translate directly into financial independence, broadening the ways you engage with wealth building beyond traditional investments. Finally, scalable online businesses synthesize many of these ideas into a dynamic, modern approach, whether through e-commerce, subscription services, or digital products. These ventures have the potential to grow rapidly, often requiring minimal incremental costs per additional customer. Successfully establishing such a business combines strategic vision with adaptability, offering an evolving source of income that can continue even as your personal involvement decreases. Together, these income streams compose the mosaic of financial independence, diversified and resilient portfolio geared toward freedom. By focusing on calculating your freedom number and assembling multiple complementary income streams, you build a robust structure designed not only to support your current needs, but to evolve with your aspirations. This strategic blend transforms the abstract ideal of financial freedom into a practical, achievable reality ready to sustain your life on your terms, reinforcing a journey defined by intention, knowledge, and steadfast execution. Interwoven with each step of the financial transformation journey are core principles that underpin lasting success and resilience. These timeless values act as the connective tissue, ensuring that every effort from financial education to achieving independence is anchored in a mindset conducive to growth. Cultivating this foundation creates the conditions where not only wealth, but wisdom and stability can flourish. At the heart lies the wealthy mindset, the ability to let money work for you rather than working relentlessly for money. This subtle but profound mental shift transforms how we approach every financial decision. Instead of viewing income solely as ours converted into dollars, we begin to see capital as a living entity capable of generating more value. This mindset encourages patience, strategic investing, and the discipline to build passive income streams that persist beyond active labor. It's a philosophy of empowerment and ownership, fostering long-term thinking over short-term gratification. Contrary to traditional beliefs, education doesn't exclusively come from fancy degrees or formal institutions. In fact, self-directed, practical financial education often trumps academic credentials, especially when applied consistently. The wealthiest individuals frequently share a habit of being lifelong learners, constantly acquiring knowledge from diverse sources, books, podcasts, mentors, and real-world experience. This hunger for learning fuels adaptability in a rapidly changing economic landscape, equipping you to seize opportunities others might miss. Integral to this growth is the willingness to take smart, calculated risks. Avoiding risk altogether in pursuit of security can lead to stagnation, while reckless gambles risk destabilization. The challenge is finding a balanced approach, carefully analyzing potential downsides and upsides before stepping forward. This mindset fosters confidence when exploring entrepreneurship, investing, or new income streams, recognizing that risk isn't the enemy, but the currency of progress and innovation. Simultaneously, never stopping learning ensures that you don't grow complacent or static. Economic conditions evolve, new investment vehicles emerge, and personal circumstances change. Staying curious and willing to revisit your strategies keeps your financial plan dynamic, nimble, and aligned with your goals. This commitment to continual improvement nurtures both your mindset and your portfolio, embedding resilience and flexibility into your journey. Finally, building a strong network amplifies your potential and resources. Financial independence isn't an isolated pursuit, but one enriched by relationships with mentors, peers, professionals, and communities. These connections provide support, advice, opportunities, and inspiration that can accelerate your growth, helping you avoid pitfalls and expand your horizons. A robust network becomes a force multiplier, turning individual effort into collective progress and opening doors that knowledge alone might not unlock. Embedded within these core principles lies the secret that financial transformation is far more than numbers and spreadsheets. It is a holistic evolution of mindset, habits, and relationships. They provide a compass to navigate the complexities of wealth building, ensuring your journey is not only successful but sustainable, meaningful, and endlessly enriching. This foundation unfolds alongside each step, weaving a narrative of empowerment and deliberate growth that defines the path to lasting independence, building on the core principles that set the foundation for financial success. It's equally important to recognize the subtle traps that can quietly undermine your progress. Among the most pervasive pitfalls is the tendency to compare yourself to others, a habit amplified by the relentless stream of social media. Platforms like Instagram and TikTok often showcase highlight reels, carefully curated moments of success, luxury, and accomplishment. They rarely tell the full story behind those images, or an individual striving toward financial independence. Falling into this comparison trap can breed unnecessary anxiety and impatience. When you measure your financial journey against snapshots of others' seemingly perfect lives, it distorts your view, distracting you from your own unique path. The key is to remember that success looks different for everyone, and your timeline doesn't have to match anyone else's. Closely tied to this is the phenomenon of lifestyle creep, fueled by consumer culture's constant push to upgrade, accumulate, and display. As your income grows, so does the temptation to enhance your lifestyle. New gadgets, dining out more frequently, a bigger car, or a pricier apartment. However, this gradual inflation of expenses can stealthily offset the hard-earned gains you've made through budgeting and investing. Unchecked lifestyle creep essentially acts as a financial sinkhole, limiting your ability to build lasting wealth. Being mindful and intentional about spending while cultivating contentment helps you maintain control over your finances rather than allowing your expenses to control you. It's a balancing act to appreciate your progress, but avoid trading financial freedom for temporary gratification. The fear of investing is another common hurdle for many, and it's understandable given the volatility and complexity that often characterize financial markets. Fear can become a paralyzing force that prevents you from stepping into opportunities where your money has the potential to grow exponentially. Investing isn't about gambling blindly. It's about informed risk-taking and long-term strategies that align with your goals. Starting small, educating yourself, and adopting a patient mindset can help dismantle this fear. Over time, as you build knowledge and experience, the market can transform from a source of anxiety into a reliable engine for wealth creation. Remember, every seasoned investor started somewhere with uncertainty, questions, and the courage to begin. Financial procrastination, though seemingly innocuous, is one of the most damaging habits people develop regarding money. Whether it's avoiding budgeting, delaying debt repayment, or postponing investment decisions, procrastination often stems from discomfort or overwhelm. The irony is that putting off these crucial tasks almost always makes the problems worse, leading to accumulated interest, missed opportunities, and increased stress. The antidote is breaking complex financial goals into manageable, bite-sized actions and celebrating incremental progress along the way. This approach nurtures momentum and rebuilds confidence, transforming procrastination into productive habits. Overcoming inaction is often less about bigger knowledge and more about mindset shifts and deliberate discipline. Finally, relying on a single income source is a vulnerability that becomes glaringly evident during unforeseen events such as job loss, economic downturns, or health crises. The pandemic underscored this for millions, revealing the fragility of depending exclusively on a paycheck. Diversifying income streams, whether through side hustles, investments, or passive income's not just a way to accelerate wealth, but a fundamental risk management strategy. Spread sources of income reduce dependency on any one channel and offer financial stability. This diversification also opens up opportunities for growth and financial resilience, allowing you to adapt more fluidly to changing circumstances. Putting all these pitfalls into perspective enriches the journey outlined in the previous steps. Awareness is key, not only to avoid missteps, but to actively cultivate habits that reinforce the principles of financial independence. By understanding the psychological and social undercurrents behind these challenges, you empower yourself to navigate with clarity and purpose. This understanding is the bridge toward the next phase, where calculating your freedom number and building sustainable passive income streams become instrumental tools in transforming knowledge and habit into true financial liberation. Building naturally on the awareness of common pitfalls, the path toward financial independence becomes clearer when paired with deliberate, actionable steps. Awareness alone, while crucial, only becomes powerful when translated into consistent behaviors. That's where a quick action checklist serves as both a compass and catalyst, helping you bridge intention with movement. These steps are designed to empower you in a tangible, manageable way, reinforcing the mindset and habits necessary for long-term success. Starting with reading a personal finance book might seem straightforward, but its impact can be profound. Financial literacy is the cornerstone of informed decision-making. Yet many avoid immersing themselves in the world of money management. Investing time in a well-regarded book exposes you to foundational principles, real-life examples, and strategies that can shift your perspective. It's a chance to absorb wisdom that formal education rarely provides, allowing you to think critically about your approach to money and take ownership of your financial narrative. Next, mapping out your income and expenses grounds you in reality, illuminating where your money flows each month. Tools like Mint or YNAB not only simplify this process with intuitive interfaces, but also create a visual representation of your financial situation. This clarity is indispensable. Without it, budgeting becomes guesswork, and unnoticed leaks can undermine your goals. When you actively track your spending, you empower yourself to make deliberate choices, prioritize savings, and identify areas to optimize or trim. Launching a side hustle within the month introduces a proactive dynamic, shifting your focus beyond your primary job. Even small additional income streams can boost your savings rate and hasten asset building. The side hustle journey also fosters skills like time management, entrepreneurship, and adaptability qualities that extend beyond dollars and cents. It encourages experimentation and reveals hidden potentials, whether freelancing, part-time gig work, or creating digital products. The key is starting deliberately, embracing progress over perfection, and learning through doing. Making your first investment, no matter how modest, marks a pivotal transition from saving to growing your wealth. It embodies commitment to your financial future and confronts the fear or hesitation around market participation. Using accessible platforms recommended earlier, you can begin with low-cost index funds or ETFs, tapping into the power of compound interest and market diversification. The lesson here is action. Consistent, disciplined investing builds momentum over time, turning small beginnings into significant outcomes. Finally, setting your financial freedom goal gives your journey direction and purpose. Whether your target is quantified by a passive income amount, net worth milestone, or a lifestyle vision, it crystallizes abstract hopes into measurable objectives. This goal acts as your polar star, guiding decisions, sacrifices, and celebrations. Revisiting and refining it periodically ensures your plan evolves with changing circumstances without losing sight of the destination. Combined, these action items transform good intentions into forward motion, accountability, and growth. As this checklist integrates seamlessly with the principles and warnings previously discussed, it lays down the practical groundwork to advance steadily toward true financial independence. The story continues naturally from knowing what to avoid and why, to confidently knowing what to do next and taking those vital first steps. Picking up seamlessly from our quick action checklist, it's essential to place those steps within a structured timeline and framework for tracking progress. Financial independence isn't an overnight achievement, but a marathon that rewards patience, discipline, and adaptability. Setting clear time horizons, short-term, mid-term, and long-term not only provides direction, but also helps maintain motivation by highlighting incremental wins along the way. These milestones serve as checkpoints, ensuring that your actions remain aligned with your evolving goals. In the short term, spanning roughly 1 year, the primary focus is on getting organized and establishing strong financial habits. This period is about building a foundation, creating clear visibility into your income and expenses, developing a consistent budgeting system, and initiating savings and investment routines. It's a time for experimentation and learning, where you cement behaviors like tracking spending, automating bill payments and savings contributions, and carving out time to deepen your financial education. While progress here may seem measured, these habits are critical in shaping your ability to capitalize on opportunities in later phases. Moving into the midterm, generally 3 to 5 years, the emphasis shifts toward growing income and investments. Side hustles and additional income streams should begin to expand, alongside deliberate contributions to investment accounts that have grown from seeds planted earlier. This phase may involve taking calculated risks, such as starting scalable businesses or increasing exposure to market assets, guided by the growing confidence and knowledge you've accrued. The midterm phase embodies momentum building, where compounding returns and diversified earnings increasingly contribute to your financial arsenal, steadily nudging you closer to independence. Looking further ahead, the long-term horizon, 10 years or more, represents the stage where true financial independence comes into view. Here, your passive income streams ideally reach a point that fully cover or even exceed your living expenses. By this time, the habits, investments, and strategic risks taken in earlier phases coalesced into a sustainable lifestyle free from dependence on active employment. Long-term planning may also include estate considerations, tax optimization, and fine-tuning asset allocations to protect wealth and ensure it lasts through life's many chapters. Tracking your progress thoughtfully alongside this timeline is indispensable. Measuring passive income involves not just knowing the current amount, but contextualizing it relative to your total income and goals. Understanding the percentage your passive earnings represent offers insight into how close you are to replacing earned income with residual returns. Your net worth, which includes assets and investments, should be regularly reviewed with an eye on yearly growth to keep tabs on overall financial health and trajectory. This comprehensive view helps you recalibrate strategies as necessary and stay motivated by the progress itself. Finally, contemplating financial freedom through the lens of monthly expenses covered by passive income deepens your understanding of true independence. Calculating how many days you could maintain your lifestyle without a paycheck offers a tangible measure of security, highlighting how resilient your financial position is in real-world terms. Together, these tracking metrics form a dynamic dashboard, transforming progress from abstract hope to actionable data, fueling your journey with clarity and purpose as the story unfolds. If there's one powerful truth revealed by Rich Dad, Poor Dad, it's this: financial freedom isn't just a dream, it's a series of choices and habits you can master step by step. By shifting from trading time for money to building assets, educating yourself, and taking smart action, you can transform your financial reality no matter where you're starting from. It's your mindset, your willingness to learn, and those daily decisions that set you apart. So, which step will you put into practice today? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your plans. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and explore the other videos here on From Books to Life for even more ways to turn inspiration into transformation. Your future self is already thanking you.